One of the most important things about riding a motorcycle is having good clutch control. And as you can see, these levers here on this Boom Vader BD 125, that's my Gen 2 Honda Grom clone, it's, while I can reach them fairly easily, it is a little bit of a stretch. So what I think we're going to do today is we're going to swap out this factory lever for a pair of these adjustable ones. Now, these have 5 different settings. I'll flip it over so you guys can 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what that's going to allow us to do is adjust this lever position to bring it a little closer to the grip, a little further away, to help really dial in that clutch feel. That's the plan anyway, so yeah, let's do it. So these levers are the MZS tuning brand. I found them on Amazon. And at first impressions, they don't feel that cheap. This has got a decent little weight to it. This might actually be true aluminum and not, you know, the typical aftermarket cheap part accessories. The lever is easily adjustable. They got a real good feel to them. And if black and red isn't your thing, they make these things in all different colors. I'll put an affiliate link down in the description if you want to check them out for yourself. We're going to go ahead and start on the clutch side because that is the most difficult. These are a super install. If I had to rate it from like a scale of 1 to 10, I'd put these maybe at like a 2 or a 3. If you know how to use a wrench, these shouldn't be a problem. And we're only going to need a handful of tools for this thing. Flathead screwdriver and 2 10mm wrenches. So underneath the clutch side, there's a 10mm bolt right here. So that's going to be, we're going to put our wrench on that. And then up top, we're going to put a flathead screwdriver on this bolt right now. So we'll take our 10mm, make sure she's the righty-tighty, lefty-loosey way, which that are, wow. So the thing about these Grom clones, especially like the Boom Vader BD 125 and similar inexpensive online motorcycles, I'm not going to say cheap because this thing actually is a pretty good deal in my opinion. Make sure you go over all the important bolts and just give everything a good once-over. Make sure everything's nice and snug. I did not do that, and, well, thankfully nothing failed on the road. All right, so half the work was done for us, apparently, so we'll take a flathead screwdriver, because this isn't just like a normal bolt. There's actually threads, so when you take the nut off, you can't just push that thing up. So you gotta take our flathead screwdriver, which does not fit, because apparently I've been using this one as a chisel or something, so it's a little deformed at the end. But luckily, we have more than one laying around. So let's go ahead and take this guy loose, lefty-loosey. Go ahead and work that guy out, like so. Bam, there it is. Then I'm going to take the bolt and the nut, which surprisingly is a nylock. Put them together so they don't get lost. Set them to the side. So now our lever is nice and loose. Now we need to unhook the clutch cable. So we'll pull this little boot back. Or try to. Come on, rubber. There we go. So hopefully everything's in focus. So the adjuster here and this little lock ring, little lock nut, both have a kind of like a cutout in them. I was going to say slit, but basically that's how we're going to get the cable out. So basically we're going to loosen these guys and then get the 2 notches lined up, just like so. Hopefully without moving the adjuster too much. And then our lever, I'll back you up a little bit, and our lever just kind of pops out like so. Going to be super duper careful not to break anything. You can just about pop them out just like that. And we'll take our new lever. It's easy to determine which side's the clutch side because it's going to have that little cam hole right there. Also, the brake side has this extra little, I don't know, piston pushing piece. I don't know what the heck you want to call that. It's got this little chunk of metal hanging off the bottom of it. That's your brake side. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take this guy. We're going to put that little clutch cable cam freaking holder thingy. I'm going to try to anyway, see if we got enough slack. Go ahead and dial these things to the 1 position. Give myself a little more room, I think. Probably the easiest way to do this is to just take the whole cable out like so. But I was trying to keep from pulling my whole adjuster out. But we shall see if we can do this with satisfactory results. So the cam goes in there, the clutch cable lines in that little groove like so. Try to scooch her over just like that to pop her back into place. So take our bolt and nut. Now there should be threads at the very bottom of the, right underneath y'all. I don't know how well you guys can see that or not, but basically the bolt threads into the whole assembly. Think of the nut kind of as like a little locking piece to keep things from vibrating out. Shouldn't have to use Loctite on this, should be fine. Go ahead and take our screwdriver again. Tighten her down like so. And that should be enough to hold our clutch lever in place. I tried to adjust this back to where it was, which was pretty much kind of all the way out in the first place. So just kind of torque her down like so. So now our adjuster's tight, our bolt is tight. I'm gonna take this little nylock nut, stick it back underneath the bottom, grab our 10-inch wrench. I like to use a set of ratcheting ones, make life easy. And we want to snug this down. We don't want it too tight. It's because we want to make sure we got a little slack. See, like that's too tight right there. Torque it down too much, it's not going to release your lever. So we need to back it up just a hair to where she releases freely. And that's it for the clutch side. Let's go to the brake side. Believe it or not, this side is actually even easier than the one we just did. So if you completed the clutch side, this is a piece of cake. So there's a 10 mil bolt up top, 10 mil nut on the bottom. So we're going to take our pair of 10 mil wrenches, put one on the bottom, one on the top. Take the nut off like so. Finish taking the bolt out. I don't believe that one started at the bottom, and bam, our brake lever pops out just like that. And our replacement brake lever has that same size little paddle thing on it. So it should just bolt right in. So the way this lever works is this little finger right here, this little tab sticking out. Actually, there's a switch right here for your brake light. That's what that guy hits, and then this little plunger on the side, the little nub on the lever, that pushes that plunger, which pressurizes your brake fluid, and that's what actuates your front brakes, just in case you were curious. So we're going to stick this guy in here, try to get our bolt lined up. I do not believe it's threaded all the way through, but I have been wrong before, and it is not, should not be. I might have to wiggle it around. There it is, boom, she pops in there. Take our nut, put it on the bottom, tighten like so. I presume you guys don't need to see that exact part because you guys are smart and you already know how to put a nut on a bolt. So we're gonna take our wrenches, make sure we're going righty-tighty, tighten it down, same as the other side. We don't want to snug it down too much because we don't want to squish this lever and pinch it to where she don't release. That seems pretty good to me. And even functionality aside, I think they look pretty good compared to the old stock ones. That's definitely a good look in my opinion. So that's how you install aftermarket levers on a Grom clone. Specifically, this one's a Boom Vader BD 125-10. And if you're curious about this machine, I actually bought it and they delivered it for like $1,400 shipped, like US. Like, I'm not even joking. I mean, there is some assembly required, and if you're curious what the whole process is as far as putting one of these things together, you can check that video out right here. And as always, y'all be good. See ya.